do so much. But together, progress is boundless. Together, we provide training and resources to people and communities, growing local economies, supporting education, and promoting peace. Together, we help those who need us the most, preventing diseases, providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene, and supporting mothers and their children. Together, we make a difference. And it is all thanks to you. As Rotary members, we challenge ourselves to do better, only looking back to see how far we have come. Last year, more than $430 million was contributed to the Rotary Foundation. Because of you, over 1,190 global grants, 470 district grants, and 225 disaster response grants were funded. And over $15 million was donated to support refugees from Ukraine. Thank you for supporting the Rotary Foundation and all you do on behalf of others. Because of you, together we can do even more good.
Welcome, everybody, to our special event on behalf of the Rotary Club of Global Impact. I am Patty from New York, and I am the president of 2024-2025 of this global club. I am proud to serve. Today's special event and live presentation across all platforms is about mother and children's, health and wellness and saving lives, providing education, immunization, birth kits, and mobile health clinics so mothers and children everywhere can have a healthier future. We are going to have some small presentations from our members here. We're very excited, and some of our other members who happen to be mothers and concerning fathers alongside to contribute to inform and expand the development and raising awareness for these beautiful global causes through Rotary International. Thank you for joining us. We do have comments available on YouTube and LinkedIn. So go ahead, share your comments, your questions. And again, we will be returning, back for a live meeting to recap this segment today. So again, we invite you to that to continue the conversation at 9 p.m. and check out our website, rotaryglobalimpact.org, for more information on that. Now we have past president Pauline Crawford, beautiful lady, waymaker, wow, trailblazer. Over to you, Pauline, and greet the people, greet the world.
Well, welcome everybody across the world. It's wonderful that you've joined us today, and thank you, Patty. You are amazing, and I'm so proud to be serving with you as president and past president. This is a very important topic that we're looking at today. Yes, I'm a mother and a grandmother, and my family are thousands of miles away, so I'm really blessed when I get to see them once a year. But many families are in dire needs, and sadly, mothers and children often get put at the bottom of the food chain, and that is not right. So I'm very glad that we're focused on this today, and to make everyone in the world aware of the marginalization and the impoverishment of mothers and children. And so it's fantastic to be here. I know we've got some of our members from Chile and from India, so that is wonderful. It's fantastic to be global. I love being global, and I'm in Las Vegas, even though I've got an English accent, and we're all over the world. So welcome, everybody.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So I think today that we self-admittedly wanted to talk about the fact that we don't know what we're talking about regarding this avenue of service, because our club is welcome, Jean. Our club is about 3 years old. And so we wanted to, over the next 2 years, study these avenues of service, is what they call them. And we are going to have a short presentation today, broadcasting live here. We're going to have a short presentation actually from Dr. Charlene up in Canada. We've got that queued up and ready. We're just going to shoot it up on stage when Dr. Charlene comes in as one of our guest speakers today. But Patty, you had a momentous meeting yesterday with a bunch of moms in New York at the United Nations, and today is the Nobel Prize Day. Can you tell us what happened yesterday, Patty?
Well, there was some conversation that was, non-disclosing right now because it's still in the works. But the main event is that the conversation was about a better tomorrow. It was about saving lives. It was about also a lot of climate change. But not only the climate change, but like it starts from home, right? It's like the stuff that we're using, recycling. It all affects our health. That one of the pillars was, again, for women's health, especially in remote places. There should be no reason why anybody in the world doesn't have clean water, especially women give birth. Like we said, birthing kits. This is what Rotary is working on. Young ladies with the sanitary for their menstrual cycles, and also the education that comes along also for disease prevention. And one of the lovely ladies that I was so honored to meet, Dr. Robin Blackstone, she was really focused in, and again, I can't disclose in detail what she's working on, and she's written many books in clinical studies. She has done over 3,500 surgeries, but her focus now is on prevention, and there's so much to prevention that and a lot of it is really the biology of belief, not to get too off course, but mindset, knowledge, education. This is fundamental. Even if some things are genetic, finding things early detection, and again, coming to a place where globally we are taking matters into our own hands before it's too late. So these were the beautiful conversations we were having. We didn't want to leave each other. We just wanted to save the world right there and then. But we know it takes time, but it starts with platforms like this, organizations like this, and spreading the word and doing what you need to do, taking action, not just talking about it. So raising money, providing the things we need. So I could go on and on, as you see. So let's welcome our other members here. Let's go over to Carolina as she came in earlier, and we'll work our way around the room. Carolina, where are you coming in from, and how are you feeling about this conversation?
Hi, I feel excellent. I'm in Santiago, Chile, the other side of the world. Happy to meet you. Yeah, I agree. Have a nice day.
Thank you. And you're going to stay and discern and smart to listen to. I'm a talker, but sometimes I have to remember listening is equally as important as sharing, because I also was learning at this luncheon myself. So I was like, Patty, pay attention, because these are women who are hands-on in the medical field, and not all of us were, but it sometimes when you're teaching from a different perspective, you learn. So Quanta, our peace chair, district-wide. Quanta, how are you? Welcome back. And how are you feeling about this conversation today regarding women and child health?
Excited. So so happy to hear focus on women and children, especially those that are suffering both by being bombed or starved. And so we really need to reach out to those who are suffering greatly. Thank you.
Indeed. And we have to also know that it is somber when we really look at the aftermath. I come in with excitement and enthusiasm to fix it, but when we look at the realization of it, it's a serious matter. It's nothing to laugh about. Shankar, how are you? Tell us how you're feeling about this, being a man on this conversation, and where are you coming in from?
Thanks, Patty. I'm Shankar Damodaran from India, and hello, world. When I think about women, I think about the women I know and in my life, and I think so sincerely about the fact that empowered women is a transformed world. You gauge a community by the respect and regard that you give to a community by empowering women, and we salute all of us, all of you, who are standing in the forefront, making that change. And I see a world that will really work for everyone. And I also believe the economics, the prosperity, all that, moving from just what is called as survival based, which is what the economics have already taught us. But when we include and empower women, it'll become a thriving economy for all of us. And the maps will get blurred. And according to the United Nations, how it is said about the point number 5, that is where I am. And thank you so much for including me in this journey. And I'll do my best from India. Whatever I touch upon with regards to women, I salute all the women in the world. Thank you, Patty.
You're quite welcome, Shankar. And that was our secretary, Shankar, who is doing a marvelous job. Next in the queue, I see Jeannie. Jeannie, you're amazing. We got to know each other intimately this year. It's a pleasure to be one of your speakers. And now you are, going to be doing the speakers coming on to this platform. But what say you as a mother, as a woman? How are you liking this conversation? And where do you see the areas of focus really needing attention? Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Thank you. And first of all, thank you very much, so much to have this platform, to be here, and Marty and everyone to be a part of Rotary International. I really am blessed. And as we make a difference, one of the touch points that I heard on last evening's broadcast and opportunities was with the focus on domestic violence. I have to share, as a mom, and I really don't speak of it much at all, but I do have the ability to, from a professional level, I was on the board of directors for the Domestic Violence Project for 8 years. I held a board seat. I was with the Southeastern Wisconsin Domestic Violence Project. And when we were speaking last evening, I was listening. There were so many areas of opportunity that we can reach out to globally. It is not just living as a mother or a single mother or going through the violence is one thing, but you're protecting your child as well while doing so. And there are so many areas that could be embraced. One of the thought processes that I have is with regards to the generational domestic violence. Sometimes, people are not taught this, but it is in their family, in their generation, and it looks to them that this is just the way life is, when that is so not the case. It is an opportunity too to also look at the family structure, to understand the ability to be an alcoholic without the drinking. There is such a thing, that they have the characteristics of an alcoholic, and that would include the violence. So I'm really looking forward. I am a mother of one. He was my miracle son, and he is now 39, but he is always my little one in my heart. I have grandbabies now, and I see, though, what I had done during that time. It truly made him mature faster. But I was inclusive with how I was bringing him up. The communication with a child, never ever underestimate the ability of the child to comprehend. You can speak to them so that they can understand on their level, and maybe remove some of the fear, and just showing that you are there with him together. And so there are many things that I feel that we can do as parents, but we need to do as society, to bring that peace back into the families. And once we do that, it will filter into the world. And it starts one by one.
And thank you for sharing that, because one of the pillars, and again, they all kind of like complement each other, all the pillars, if you really think about it. And before we go over to our next member, you know what brings to mind is the pillar of peace and conflict prevention. And we think of it, you know, when you think of an organization like Rotary International, that pillar might be very macro, right? You're thinking war, which is, it's true, it's the case. But in your reflection, right? In your reflection, peace and conflict prevention on a micro, in the house. So it's just as important. And again, mothers are, you know, part of this equation, because in domestic violence, you know, it's not limited to the women, but it's predominantly the women and children. So thank you for that. And moving along, who else do we have here on our stage? Is that Charlene? Do I see Charlene? Is that our secret presenter, Charlene? Or am I wrong? Did Charlene pop out?
Actually, I see Bella has come up.
Oh,
Ritu
yes.
is on, but
There you go.
Ritu is currently not connected with videos, so she may be tinkering. I had not seen Charlene yet, but I thought, Patty, it would be great if I brought up the Saving Mothers and Children
Absolutely.
page here.
And Bella, thank you for joining us. And again, I don't have my granny glasses on, so excuse me if I'm not reading out all the names at this current moment. However, these are all our members who are on this presentation today. And again, you could always reach out to any of these members via social if you want to know more, or just look on our website. There they are. You can find them right there and send them a message regarding anything they might share. Go ahead, Marty, over to you.
Yeah, I was just going to say this was part of our 2-year goal, to try to come to grips with the things that Rotary has to offer. And people always ask, well, what is it all about? Because I don't get it. I don't understand it. What are we involved in? What are we focusing on? What are we doing? Where are we going? Why are we doing it? Who, what, where, why, when, how? And so Rotary does a really good job of explaining that. And these are called our avenues of service. So when people contact us about like featuring their film or financing it, and can I get 500 grand into my movie? If it doesn't fit into an avenue of service, which is a cause, which are right here, when you go to Rotary.org, these are our causes, and we have 7 of them. So ending polio, everybody knows that's our number 1 cause. That's why that's up there at number 1, End Polio Now. Promoting peace. This is what Quanta does every day of the week. And I was on a 2-hour call worldwide last night. Fighting disease is number 3. Providing clean water is number 4. Supporting education is 5. You got Saving Mothers and Children there is 6. Growing local economy, 7. And the new one that was added really is protecting the environment. So that was a brand new one that was added just like 2 years ago. But so today,
and also basic education. If you look at the foundation, if you go to donate and it's under the 7 pillars, it is also basic education, which
yeah.
is really, really important. And Bella, who just joined us, she is the chairperson, and we do have now a committee for education, hoping that we are going to fulfill a scholarship. And yeah.
So I hope that we have a show on this, and we've got 3 shows planned. But just going back to mothers and children, if anybody wanted to find this, what is it all about? What are we doing? What is the focus? What are we supposed to be talking about? What are the itineraries for this that the committees have discerned, like within Saving Mothers and Children? What have the committees that meet worldwide decided the focus will be? How would we do that to save a mother and a child? And we ourselves have many orphanages. We have 4 orphanages with Anab Ali in Somaliland and Wadamago, but then there's some others in Djibouti, and she's working in Kenya. She's there right now today, one of our members. And Patty, this is what this is all about right here. So I was going to ask Carolina if she would maybe read some of this and tell us what she thinks, because a lot of us, including myself, we have no idea what we're talking about. There's experts that we could have on. They're like, yeah, I'll take over the whole show. I'm an expert. I've been doing this for 26 years. This is my whole thing. I've been a committee member on the international basis for 8 years. We approach things from like a dummy point of view. We don't know what we're talking about as a 3-year-old club, and we're interested in finding out. So a lot of people resonate with that genuine authenticity. So Carolina, would you mind reading this and taking it away and tell us what you think?
Do ask me if I want to give my personal opinion about what? About this?
Well, let's take this first thing that they're saying, because when you come in here, it just says Saving Mothers and Children. And then right away, it's got this thing here. Rotary makes high quality health care available to vulnerable mothers and children so that they can live longer and grow stronger. So I would say, they're mentioning 2 things here. High quality health care will be made available. And who's it going to? Mothers and children. And the reason for that is, continuing the sentence, is so that they could live longer and grow stronger. And they've got this in big, bold letters. So this has got to be the main theme here. What do you think?
Well, if you want, we can discuss this in private later, because...
Yeah. But I mean, are you seeing like how this is in large letters there, that when you come in here, this seems to be like the big push from Rotary.org, because the next section here is rather small. And anybody can jump in at this point. Quanta's been a member for 8 years of Rotary. Anybody at all. But it essentially is saying that we're trying to expand access to quality care so that mothers and children can have the same opportunities for a healthy future. And then they've got some statistics here that many people maybe have not heard, but they estimate right now for 2024, almost 6 million children under the age of 5 are dying each year because of malnutrition, inadequate health care, and poor sanitation. And Rotary has figured out all of this can be prevented. So I think this would help our members and anybody watching this show to start to understand, like, why is this one of the big things that Rotary is involved in? And what are the numbers behind this? Any comments about this?
Any comments? We can talk about the design or the CTA later, but the message is good. It's good.
Yeah. Now exactly how? Yeah.
This is where it's like becomes a little convoluted and complicated. This is all the avenues that are big gaps that need to be filled. And Rotary has millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that they already have poured into. However, continue to pour into. Now, as Rotarians, it's up to us to now utilize the capacity that Rotary International has as a whole with these grants. So we either have to initiate projects or join projects that are already initiating. And I think the gap that needs to be filled is becoming friends with the other clubs, which is a requirement. This is where we lose a little something. This is where, a lot of people get disillusioned and think, oh, forget it, it's not going to happen. But it's out there. Just like when you're dating and you're looking for that mate, you got to be out there looking for the mate. The mate's not going to come knocking on your door. Well, same thing. If you are a philanthropist at heart and you want to make a difference and you want to fix these issues and contribute to the world, as a Rotarian, once you vow to be a Rotarian because you signed on to be one, then it's up to you now to figure out where do you want to help, whether it's in your local community and find a club or create a project that, you feel like, well, nobody has done this yet, so I want to do this. But either way is finding that match. And Rotary International, that's one of the requirements. They don't deny any grants. That's the most important part that Rotarians need to know. They don't deny grants. You just need to meet the requirements of finding that other club and checking off the list of all the necessity things, which usually are easily checked because these things are needed and they all kind of go hand in hand. But starting with this topic, maternal, child, and health, this is an area of focus. So now it's up to us to go investigate through Rotary International, which has the resources to look for clubs in areas of interest and to find a club that's actually doing this. Go ahead, Marty.
Patty, I was going to say, I saw one that Quanta mentioned about all the children suffering right now in war. And as I'm looking at these, I just want to mention something I noticed. Some of them have a read more where you can go in and see what's going on, and some don't. So here they're identifying within Saving Mothers and Children, these are the specific initiatives that they're doing. And so clean births, keeping children alive during their first year. Telemedicine is a great one for Dr. Shannon Stewart, our global telemedicine expert. Life-saving hospital equipment. We do so much of this across the world. In fact, today, we're very close on global grants and district grants. We're very close to 100 million for the year in grants. But they're that healing scars of war. So since Quanta mentioned this, maybe if we go in there and see, because there is more on this page. We have a video today. There is more information about the mobile prenatal clinics and lots of stuff like this medical Jeep that we just bought. Lots of stuff that we're doing that you can come in here and see. But why don't we just go in there with what Quanta was saying and see what happens? Now, when you go in there, it looks like this, and I can make this a little bit bigger. It looks like they have a whole section on this. So like Patty was saying, if something resonates with you and you want to get involved, then you're going to start to fester and dig around and try to read about what is going on and what they're doing and see maybe how you could contribute. And if you don't want to do something in the mountains of Poland and you're tired of supporting the Ukraine and you think it's more important to be, pouring our time and effort into Turkey or Gaza, then we say go on ahead and do it, because we have clubs working in Turkey, Syria, and Gaza every day that are struggling. Okay. And they need more and more help. So don't get pissed off and angry because you see something to do with Ukraine or Poland. And I'm sick and tired of seeing this for 5 years. Go work in the areas, what Patty's saying, go work in the area that you want to work in. That's what I think Patty was saying, and find that and do it, because we will support you in this club.
And I think it's important to know and own like what your passion is. And you don't have to limit it to one, but you can't save the world. And I think it can become overwhelming. In fact, I wanted to save the world when I first joined, and I almost got discouraged because I was like, where do I start? Where do I begin? But then I realized, wait a minute, like I'm going to start with orphanages, because then we did work with the orphanages in Ukraine. And even though we did more with Ukraine than that, but the fact that I got to hands-on work with the orphanage in Ukraine, the orphanage is personal to me. So I think in the realm of the world, anything you do in the world, whether it's philanthropy or marketing, you know, there has to be something that resonates with you, that makes it feel right. And, you know, if there's a cause that, you know, you really are strong about, you know, we're all concerned about all the pillars. Let's be real. I mean, if you're a humanitarian, all the pillars matter, but there's always one that's at the top of the list. Everybody's different. So if you take your superpower in your passion and now follow through with delivery, either of service or collaboration, this is where the magic happens. Because again, the money's there. It's up to us to bring it to the people that need it, you know, through the partnerships, through the collaboration, through the research, through putting in the work. Again, you could create your own event and bring attention and start your own, or there's thousands of projects that are already started. So why not just be part of those as well? Either way, it's good. You're doing your share to the world, you know, and if you could just think, you know, you're only one person, but one person makes a difference.
Yeah, I was just showcasing this particular effort yesterday to Adriana. She's in Brazil right now. She's going to probably head back to New York and stay for a while and then go back to London. But we've got a bunch of opportunities that are available, and we've been highlighting those. And one of them had just popped up in Uganda. They made a comment about mothers in risk and vulnerable children with their foundation there at MARVCF Uganda. So I wanted to highlight their comment. But on this one, you could see there that the Registro Oro Club, Registro of Sao Paulo, Brazil, they partnered up with the two clubs in Nakatsugawa, Japan. So this was really cool. And if you wanted to like start digging around on something like this, honestly, a great place to go is really to our club page. So what happens is if you come into our club page, you would see, like, you come in like this, you would go to, you know, hipster info right there, the drop down. You would select our good works. And this is where the rubber meets the road for action and actually doing something instead of yapping your jaw and talk to be on TV. And, oh yeah, I was on today, they featured me. But what are you actually accomplishing on earth? Okay, with hundreds of millions of dollars and work. And so if you come in here, you'll notice that we expanded our page yesterday, and it's getting bigger and bigger. And one of our attorneys, Janita K. Burke from Bermuda and Ghana, she sent us a bunch of photos. So if you wanted to talk with Janita, you'll notice her section has expanded. And when it comes to mothers and children, she is helping so much at the orphanage in Ghana. And we now have all that information because people were asking, what is the name of the orphanage? You know, how can I help these kids? His Majesty's Happy Home and School. Yeah, but Marty, where is it? In Krobo Udumase in Ghana. So we have that information up now. And with Janita's missionary work there in Ghana, she's moving forward. And you could watch like her live presentation here about the orphanage. And we have a bunch more information now. This is just a couple of hours old, the hundreds of students and what they're doing and the overcrowding and regulatory standards and what it is with brick and mortar that she's working on when she flies there. So this is really good stuff. And for Bella, you know, we also have a link now down here for Bella on the 200 scholarships that we're awarding per year. So Patty, should I just click and go into that as well, or where would you like me to go, Madam President?
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so if you do go in there, you'll come into our scholarships, and we did at least 120 of these so far. And so these are great. I've got a young guy right now. He's very interested from Nigeria. And if he can get one of these, it'd be fantastic. I see Chuck Woody has jumped in with us from Boston and Nigeria. Chuck Woody, I need to introduce you to my black son that I adopted from Africa.
Thank you.
He's from Nigeria, and he really, really wants to study in cybersecurity, but he's thinking about doing one of our 100% full ride scholarships because it includes, your lodging, your food, your airfare, your books, everything. And he initially told me, look, I'm going for the master's, so I don't think they're going to cover it. And I told him, no, exactly. This is perfect. Rotary pays for masters 100%. And he's like, yeah, but the food and the airfare and lodging. I was like, yes, that's what 100%. So he's thinking about it, but a lot of these are really, really just amazing. And of course, they want your scholarships to focus on the Rotary's areas of focus, right? Here we are again. And I think everyone's coming to grips with Jean Marie. Have you noticed anything about these 7 areas? Are you coming to grips with what they are for the first time? Or Kay Doxili or Bella?
Hi, Marty. I was actually just sending you a note. I cannot stay long because I am actually at an event with my team from work, a Christmas event, and we're about to get started. But I just wanted to say thank you for this wonderful presentation of saving mothers and children. This is so critical, especially in the environment that we are right now. And I will piggyback if we can get the recording. I'll piggyback and get on later this evening to check up. But we're starting now, so I need to get off. Okay.
Absolutely. Good luck today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, Marty, This is Jeannie. I'm so sorry I got disconnected. I am back.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I saw Quanta Dawn Light said she loves seeing the pictures in Ukraine and how can she access those links. But our question was, Jean Marie, for you, like we're on the scholarship page here in education, and we're noticing that global grants for children studying abroad has to be in the areas of focus. And is this your first time seeing all 7 of them that Rotary focuses on?
All 7, yes, it is. And it is so good because I see it growing, and that truly, it speaks to different people. We may have an opportunity, where if I'm more focused on the healthcare or with the savings mother and children, it gives me more of I guess, self-satisfaction and personal passion to know that I have specific resources, and maybe I'm not the person that can do one of these, but I may know of someone. And that communication, that connection, that's gold. It truly is. And it is not just about me and where my level of expertise is. And so, yes, in answer to your question, but it does broaden our ability, and people can be involved in more than one, Marty. It is not just where you have to focus, okay, this is where I am. And being involved is on different levels, whether you are donating something small or if it is a substantial amount, or from a philanthropist part of it. Just know that your funds touch lives. It's making a difference and growing.
Yeah, and Quanta was also asking how she could get access to these pictures right here. She was very touched by seeing them. So I wanted to put that link in there to the private chat for her. But I can also just share this link if anybody would like it. It'll be here on the show. So when people watch this rerun later, they would be able to see, I'm just actually in the Rotary website, so we had clicked
Marty?
in there. Yeah.
Could I ask, is there, and perhaps it is there and I'm not seeing it, but as we go through these 7 different areas, maybe under those areas, and it could be bullet pointed as far as what the needs are. So like maybe an orphanage needs books, or maybe they need socks, or maybe the children need, thinking of hygiene, a toothbrush or the toothpaste. And is there something where you can
Yes,
show people?
that's an excellent question. So first, I would just like to say under our causes, there is an overview tab.
Mm-hmm.
And I clicked on that, and what you'll see is the 7 are listed right here with a picture.
Right.
And there's a snapshot. Now, what Rotary does not do a good job of is really showcasing easily here, like, hey, how can I specifically see here right now within 1 second? I just want to click on something because most people want a laser. I want to see all the projects that are going on that I could jump in on in 1 second. And so they've never done a good job with that. So what we recommend is go over to our site and go to our new page now. Remember, this is underneath Hipster Area and our Good Works. Go to our new page here and come in here, and where you specifically want to click on is you can see what we're doing, but maybe you're not interested in what we're doing and you could care less and think it's dumb and fluff. So maybe you want to just come up here and click right here where it says Global Grants and District Grants. Okay. And this is going to take you to District 5340. And this is the Rotary Grants website. Bear in mind, this is not owned or controlled by Rotary International. Okay. And they're going to keep reminding you of that this is a gift that District 5340 built for the whole world. And come in here and click on Global Grants. Okay. And this is going to show you every grant project and look at the year right here and make sure you're on the year right now. And you're going to see every single, like here's an ambulance being built and hopefully to be delivered in India. They still need $4,600. So what would you like to find in here as an example? Look at the Uganda. We just have guests right now watching our show from Uganda, because this is being broadcast on TV, but you can see right there is something in Uganda. Does anything, China, does anything catch your eye here, Jeannie? Or is there a country you're interested in?
Actually, okay, so I'm not able, I see on the page Our Good Works, but I'm not seeing if you're on another page showing it. But definitely, let's say Uganda, absolutely.
Okay, so I just want to back this up again and say, I came in here to the Rotary Grants, website, and I didn't realize my page wasn't showing. So
Okay,
I want to back this up again. So I clicked here to Rotary Grants. And
Excuse me, Jeannie, your microphone is not coming in clear. Just in case you're gonna continue the conversation.
Yeah, it went down. The volume went down tremendously. So I came in here. I clicked on Global Grants, and that's what brought me in here. So Jeannie, what did Jeannie say she wanted to look for?
Uganda.
Oh, Uganda. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the control key down on my computer and push the F key simultaneously. Control F. This is a find command. And I'm going to type Uganda in there in English. And it's telling me there's 24 instances of Uganda. Okay. So I'm just using Control F to do that. And this is the best secret I can honestly say that a person could use. And so right away you can see it's highlighting those for me. You can see that first one up there, improving quality of education. They still need 39 grand. This is the club is Kampala Naguru. Let's take a look at them. This is G3515. And here you can go in the Amoro district. Read all about this. The total budget is $72,000. What is it all about? Okay, and it has the required 2 clubs, which is a global grant requirement on Earth. 2 clubs have to participate. So this is one thing people often get confused about. They tell me, I'll just join your club. I'm like, don't. Join the club there in Nigeria. Join the club there in Uganda. Join the club there in Togo. Join the club there where you live in Brazil. But here you can see you've got the Kampala Naguru Club, the person's name in charge of this, their email, and they belong to District 9213. And I can just very easily ask Pauline, Pauline, what district do we belong to? Oh, I think, Pauline, you're still muted.
So what was the question, Marty?
I was saying, we have the fact that here I can see the club is Kampala.
Oh, yes.
And they belong to a district called 9213. And I was saying, what district do we belong to?
Oh, you're testing me now.
Yeah, we're 7680, right? Out of Charlotte.
And 228, 224.
Yeah, that's our club number, but our district is 7680.
7680.
Yeah. So when you're searching around for this, and you can see their international partner is the Rotary Club of Scarborough out of District 7070. Okay. So this is how these people come together, and they do have a Rotary Foundation grant application number. All right. There it is right there. And if you wanted to, you with $5 right now could click here and you could support this. Okay. And it's pretty easy. $5. Okay. Your district number is going to be 7680. Your contact name, I'm just going to put Marty Mangello. And the Rotary Club is going to be Global Impact 7680. Now here's what happened. When I first tried to do this, I put Global Impact 224228. And guess what? I checked that box. I do agree to the rules. And I told it save, and it rejected my donation and said, this club doesn't exist. So I went into 7680. I was like, of all the damn, how dare you? And I went in looking around, and I noticed, calm down and don't get angry. We are there. We're just listed a little bit different. It's Global Impact 7680. Okay, so I had to go back and erase that and put in the right. That's how it is right there. Now I could give $5 right now, and it's going to show up on the list. So, if you wanted to get involved, or you wanted to encourage support in a particular country, area, your hometown, where your family lives, something that's important to you, you would come in here and this is what you would do. And you can see their financing right now. So the Club of Kampala in Uganda, they've come up with district funds of $4,000, 5,000 cash from the club. Right now they've put in $9,000. The Scarborough Club out of District 7070. And somebody might naturally ask, like, let's say we go over here and we share this Google tab. Maybe somebody says, where is the Scarborough Club for Rotary International? There they are right there. Okay. And it looks like that, Pauline, should we be surprised to see where they're out of? They're having Rib Fest. They're up in Ontario.
Right where that is. Yes.
So
Rotary Club of Scarborough.
District 7070, this is their district. Okay. I see their district here. And I see their club. I found it. They're doing a cleanup in National Urban Park. So this is how you put all this together, guys, and figure all this out. You know, it's pretty easy to start to put it together. And I'll just go back to the Rotary Global Grants page there. And then ultimately back to, I'd like to ultimately just go back to the causes. And Jeannie, in answer to your question, that's how you would figure this out. If we go back to saving mothers and children and you see something that you're interested in, oh my gosh, they're doing clean births. You know, you could actually go into that site. You know, you could actually go into the Global Grants site and you could actually, you know, looking at this year here, you could actually start to study what all the grants are currently on the board. And what are they for? Safe water? That maybe that has to do with births? No. Maybe you're searching and looking for something that's important to you. Reforesting? No, that's not about births. Okay, so this is how you would do this. Menstrual cup distribution. Patty just had got done mentioning how important this is. This is how you would do this. You would find something that you're interested in. And these are all open. Now this one's done. It's been approved, 46,000. And that one there, 82 grand in Uganda. That's fully pledged. So it's almost done.
Beautiful.
But these are Cairo, Egypt, and these are every single one that's on the open board right now. Congenital heart defect. And this is how you can see. I mean, there's quite a few here. Would you not say, Dr. Pauline? This is
too small for me to see.
Currently on the open board, 16,168 projects open right now today.
Oh my God.
So people ask, like, I'd like to see your list with what you people actually think you're doing, and I'll give you my judgment. It's like, okay, no problem. We want to provide the information for you so that you can see what we're doing every day and every single project from Mexico to Nigeria. We want to be able to share this with you. Let me just show you where to look. And with that, I'm going to hand it back over to Patty because I think I've answered Jeannie's question pretty good.
Thank you so much. And again, like, I think it's important to remember too, when you're looking at, and this is exactly what it's about. It's about, and again, regarding the children's health and women's health, we can go here, you know, if that's your passion, if that's your area of interest, we can go here. But remember, if you go to Rotary International too and dig deep about, you know, the whole pillar of the women's health, when you go to learn more, it also is to provide education, immunization, the birth kits, the mobile health clinics. And so one of these projects could be related to, you know, education, immunization. It might not say, you know, women's health, but they all kind of like work together. So I think, you know, to be mindful of these things. And again, Rotary International, I just shared in the link, Marty. I don't know if you could go to that tab or not, but I'll still mention it, is that there's also the project group. So if you are somebody who's like, you know what, I wanna do my own project, I want to do my own group. Well, they can facilitate that too. If they have this learning center, number one. Number two, they have already groups to help people like us that might not know, where do we start? How do we get this going? So there is a link for development and projects. And again, you can join a project, which, you know, if you don't feel it in you, like, there's nothing I necessarily need to start, but I want to help. Then again, what Marty just shared, these are the resources, and we could share on a micro level or on a macro level. And again, if you investigate a little bit about the district itself, you'd be surprised how much more you find. And one more thing, while I have my mic open, and thank you, Bella, for the information. I know she had to jump off, but thank you for that, Bella, for the support. And she's amazing, doing a lot of great work in the world. I want to remind everybody that it's not limited to Rotarians. Okay, the Rotarians have the access to apply for these global grants, which supposedly none are denied as long as you follow protocol. However, Rotary also partners with, I'll just name a few: UNICEF, Habitat Humanity for a Habitat. Am I saying it right, Marty? I'm messing it up.
That's right. That's right. You're so right.
Right. So we got, and these are just a few. So if there's a non-for-profit organization that's listening to this now, or your friend may be part of a big organization, so they're not interested in Rotary, but Rotary works with other organizations, including the Red Cross. So this is when we come together as a force to help each other for the greater of good. Thanks for letting me share. Back to you.
Oh, no, this was super smart. Did anybody have any other comments that wanted to get some floor time? I did not see Dr. Charlene come in, so I think we might want to showcase her slide presentation when she's ready. She may have had an access problem today. We have her presentation queued up for Dr. Charlene Doka-Bauer. And she has a pretty good miniature slide presentation here. And so I think maybe this is going to be a natural. We can get her some airtime when she's ready.
Absolutely. Marty, I don't know if you could hear me okay. She did chat with me. I reached out to her. She said she's in the backstage waiting to come on.
I think she might be in. I'm not really sure where she went. We had Shanker went into the wrong backstage earlier today.
Okay.
But I have publicized it several times in the member group, the leaders group.
And I sent her the link. So perhaps there's just a little bit of a.
Yeah, there may be an internet flub today, or as President Lincoln often called Julia Taft, his flibbergibbet. So
that comes to mind. I'm just going to jump in there. I intercept really well, maybe because I'm from New York. I don't know. I do want to share again, going to when the feeling of like overwhelm, it's too much, forget it. One person can make such a difference. Now, maybe because I just watched the history of Winston Churchill. I don't know. But, he had a big thing to face because it got so complicated. This is just history. This is not a matter of opinion. This is a matter of fact. And, things got so out of control. And I think here we could agree that, what happened in World War II was just catastrophic, to say the least. And Winston Churchill still did what he had to do, and he was almost alone, when he came to Congress, pushing his concerns. One person can be the catalyst for big world change. So if you have passion about something, don't stop. Keep going. Together we will rise.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Pauline has got to run. I'm going to end, Patty. I think a great ending actually for this really would be like that video, that they have specifically for saving mothers and children. What do you think about that?
Take it away.
All right. This is Rotary Supports Mothers and Babies. I'm just going to share that particular, in case anybody is trying again. Like, hey, how do I get into this section? Where were they? The Rotary site is pretty big, to be quite honest, guys. Okay, the Rotary site is pretty big. So I'm going to make sure I have share audio. And again, I'm right in there. I was in at Rotary.org. I went to our causes, and this is what we're supposed to pay attention to. I'm at Saving Mothers and Children. And I noticed they had a great video right there, and I'll make this full screen and play it. Is that okay with audio? Are you hearing that audio, Patty?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Single act of good can go a long way. It can cross oceans, cure disease, and create equality. As members of Rotary, we are people of action, and our actions have the power to speak loud and clear. Our vision and commitment to finding solutions provides access to high-quality care so vulnerable mothers and children can live longer and grow stronger. Rotary members worldwide work to improve maternal health and reduce child mortality by increasing access to essential medical services and implementing life-saving programs. We're providing comprehensive maternal care, preventative screenings, and family planning that empower women and girls to take charge of their own destinies. Our efforts aren't just changing lives. They're saving lives and strengthening families by training birth attendants, providing prenatal care, newborn immunizations, and facilitating mobile health clinics. Thanks to Rotarians like you, patients are receiving the practical and compassionate treatment they deserve, so that babies are born safely into the arms of healthy mothers. Your contribution keeps mothers and babies far and wide connected to a world of good. Every gift is an action that speaks volumes in delivery rooms, communities, and across continents. Learn how you can support the cause that means the most to you